Hello fellow cine enthusiasts, my name is Christina and welcome to another Let's Get Reelz movie review. Today is Classic Movie Thursdays here on my channel, my version of Throwback Thursdays. Today's classic movie I will be reviewing for you is For's a Crowd, starring Olivia de Havilland, Errol Flynn, Rosalind Russell, and Patric Knowles. This is a movie from 1938. From Warner Brothers. It is an absolutely hilarious movie, one of my all-time favorite classic films that I can just watch over and over and laugh at how silly every single one of the characters and actors were in this film. So here is what For's a Crowd is about. Jean Christie, played by Rosalind Russell, is a newspaper reporter, and she learns that the newspaper that she works for is about to be sold. So she goes to the owner, Pat Buckley, played by Patric Knowles, and she pleads with him to not sell the newspaper, that her father and his father started this newspaper together and she doesn't want it sold. She is a newspaper woman. She really just wants to do her job. She enjoys what she does and she doesn't want this paper to go under. Jean partners with this PR guy named Bob Lansford, played by Errol Flynn, and they come up with an idea to do, and it becomes just this like really weird idea. Bob is looking to represent this guy named John Dillingwell, who's this really wealthy man, and Bob's job is to just make rich men who have been in scandalous situations look even better. And he really just wants to represent John Dillingwell. He cannot get this man on his side, no matter how much he tries. So Jean tries to like woo Pat and do all kinds of stuff. They both kind of do. The reason why they try and do all this stuff to Pat, like woo him and be nice to him and just talk to him, is because he's dating John's granddaughter, Lori, played by Olivia de Havilland. And they know that they can try and weasel their way in to both Lori and John to get what they both want. And then it just turns into an absolutely insane situation where Bob starts representing John, and then Lori falls in love with him, and it's just like this whole big back and forth. Like, honestly, if I try and explain this movie to you anymore, your head is going to explode, my head is going to explode just trying to explain it, and I don't want to do that to anyone. I would like to keep making reviews for you. Just know that For's a Crowd is absolutely hysterical. It is so freaking funny. I love this film mostly for Olivia de Havilland and Errol Flynn. You know, Olivia de Havilland is known for her dramatic movies, for her dramatic role. She really wasn't known for comedic movies. I mean, if you ask anybody who Olivia de Havilland is, they'll say, oh, Gone with the Wind. She was Melanie Hamilton, Melanie Wiltz in Gone with the Wind. And, you know, in that, it's a serious movie. So to see her be so young, she was 22 at this time, and just so silly and so carefree, is just amazing. That's why I love For's a Crowd so much, is because of Olivia de Havilland. Like, she is such a little girl in this movie, and she's so brilliant in every single scene that she is in. She's like a spoiled little brat in certain scenes, and then she's just like this lovesick little kid. And oh my god, I really just can't explain how much I love Olivia de Havilland in this role. I really wish she had done more comedy roles. She did It's Love, I'm After, and I think she did a few other ones here and there, but it wasn't enough. I think Warner Brothers and Hollywood like wasted her talents on her, you know, just doing always constantly doing dramatic roles. I just cannot get over her in For's a Crowd, really. I can't. Like, I watched this movie for the first time in quite a while for this review, and I'm sitting there dying with every scene that Olivia de Havilland is in. She was just wonderful. Errol Flynn, again, he's like Olivia de Havilland, you know, with comedy. Like, you don't see that enough. You don't see him be silly enough, and he was really good. He was so smooth in his movements, and he had really great comedic timing, I think. Like, Olivia de Havilland did too. And you know, there's one scene that was so good. Bob was on the phone. He was on two phones. He had two phones in his office. One phone had Lori on the other end, and the other had Jean on the end, because he just started schmoozing the two of them. He really loved Jean, but he needed to be in with Lori. So he's on the phone with Lori and on the phone with Jean, and he's like, hold on, darling, let me, and he's like, and they're both like, who are you talking to? And oh my god, the scene is just really chaotic, but there's Errol Flynn going back and forth like, oh my god, and at the end he's just like, like, he just can't believe what happened, and he loses his voice. It was just a really good scene. Rosalind Russell was just, she's such a good actress. I really like her in her comedies. You know, she's most well known for His Girl Friday with Cary Grant, which is a comedy. And again, she's a newspaperman, and she's, I don't know, there's just something about Rosalind Russell. It was just always a sarcastic tone with her, which I love in actors and actresses. I love the sarcastic tone that a lot of them had, and Rosalind Russell had the best sarcasm in her acting and dryness in her acting, and she was great as Jean. And you know, she was dry and sarcastic, and then she could be all, you know, like dramatic and like lovesick herself. So good. I really have to give it up for Patric Knowles in this movie. Patric Knowles was designated as the other Errol Flynn. Whenever Errol Flynn didn't cooperate with MGM, they would threaten to put Patric Knowles in his place. And if you notice, the two guys look so similar. And that's why Warner Brothers had Patric Knowles around, because he looked so much like Errol Flynn, and they always threatened Errol with like, oh, we're gonna put Patric in here if you don't take this, and they're like, whoa. Or if, and you know, anything happened to Errol Flynn, you know, they would put Patric Knowles in his place. But oh my god, his character of Pat is just, oh my god, I feel so bad for the poor guy. He's so frazzled and so nervous. There's one scene where his hair is all over the place and he just has a hard time getting himself together. Loved it, because he is like the personification of anxiety and nervousness and just all around frazzled. He perfect. Absolutely loved him. The whole ensemble of this cast, the whole, like, just the entire cast from main characters down to supporting characters was so perfect. And maybe it had something to do with the direction, because Michael Curtiz, who, if you are familiar with your film history, was a director of Casablanca and several other Warner Brothers movies, including Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland movies. He's a great director. The guy knew how to get such good performances out of his actors and actresses, and he did a great job. Comedy, drama, whatever you gave this guy, he just knocked it out and did a great job. So that was my review / ramble of For the Crowd. If you like this review or ramble in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. If you have seen For the Crowd, let me know what you think. What are your favorite scenes? Who's your favorite in this movie? You know, if you think Olivia de Havilland is completely adorable in this film like I do, leave that down below. Also in the comments, if you have any suggestions of what I should watch for Classic Movie Thursdays, or any new movies for that matter, doesn't matter what movies you leave down below, leave them there. And if I pick your movie and I watch it and I review it, I'll give you a shout out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future Classic Movie Thursdays and other Let's Get Reelz movie reviews, because that is what I like to do here. And as always, keep watching movies and stay absolutely fabulous.